to work at this residential home with people with disabilities. I love that because it wasn't like they were confined to their beds or anything like that. They just had disability, and most of them was like a mental illness.
Mhm.
Um, so I've come to really like working with people with mental illness. That's something that I have come to enjoy.
Yeah, the mind is something. The mind controls everything. That's why I want to be, and I say that literally and figuratively because whatever you believe, it was
Hmm.
just I wanted to be a psychiatrist because to study like the different illnesses, what makes you, make people psychotic and not, and so in a roundabout way, I ended up doing that, working, being an HR director. Because I work with people indirectly. I started out, as you said, dabbled. I started out and was a certified respiratory therapist. I was in clinicals when I was in school, and I could draw blood. I could do all of that, and I never will forget. I was in clinicals, and I had a cerebral palsy patient. Um, I woke up and I was looking at the ceiling. I passed out and I said, "Oh, let me get out of this field. This isn't for me." After I had went through everything, and I ended up getting a job at a hospice in administration. So I worked in hospice for 5, 6 years and changed my major and went into business. And then what's ironic is I got a double major in business and psychology and then got my master's in HR. So I thought being a psychiatrist would take too long, but I still did the same amount of time. And I'm still working with people in a roundabout way, dealing with people's minds and moods. And now as an author, I still can use that too because I can write some of
Right,
the experiences into my characters.
right, yes,
Hmm.
exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, and then people don't understand what it takes sometimes to write these books and to write these stories, and how sometimes you have to get into character. Like Black Diamond, she was talking about her book and how she had to see somebody during the process of writing her book. You know, she had to see a therapist. A lot of people, when we take on these um, projects, sometimes it triggers some things that we may have been through um,
Hmm.
coming up. So, it's
Yeah.
important. It's important. And I think with you having that experience and that background, that really can give you some insight, and you can share it a lot within your book. I've shared, me too. I've had some psychology background. Because with therapy recreation, we had to go down that psychology route. I had to take human anatomy and kinesiology. I had to
Hmm.
take medical terminology because we had to know those different
The different
terminologies
parts. Hmm.
and all of that. So it's a lot had to go into that. So to think that I didn't even get a degree in that, but I took all those years of those classes, and now I got a master's in business. I got a
Hmm.
bachelor's in business, but I have all those classes. Like, I probably could go somewhere right now and say, here, can I present this, and what can I get for this? They probably say you got a semester left and you can have a human service. They probably say human service, psychology, social work, and somewhere like that. Those are probably the
Hmm.
four different degrees that they could tell me that I could get off of those classes that I've taken. But I've
That's.
used all of that experience on my jobs because everywhere I've went, I've always been in management, and there's always been in upper level management where there's been times where I've had to train incoming store managers. I've even trained incoming district managers assistants.
Hmm.
Um, so I've worked with all type of people, and then working with individuals behind prison walls. You know, being able to, help them share their story and keep them encouraged. It takes special type of people to work with people in environments Like you having to tell
You ain't
people when
kidding.
they've done something wrong, or when you having to deliver bad news. Like it takes a special person to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah, it does because a lot of I'm speaking for me since I do HR because with my career, a lot of the times, people's livelihood hangs on the decisions we make. As far as if they breaking rules of company policies and terminating someone or even writing someone up, you have to have compassion. And terminations, they always have to blame someone. And HR is when I'm terminating, it's normally me, and I'm just like, they're human, you know. I just take it. I smile. I try to be compassionate, help them out. Yes, yeah.